Gee.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, when was the last time I wrote a letter?
Physical letter on a sheet of paper.
Probably my ex-girlfriend.
Who did I last write for Father Christmas? What is it?
I haven't written many letters other than birthday cards in a long time.
Oh my god. When was the last time I wrote a letter?
Last letter? When would I have written a letter?
I haven't really written a letter in a very long time. Or even a card for that matter. I can't remember the last person I wrote a card to. A card? I could recall. So it was my daughter's second birthday last week, so I wrote her a little card. I think that would be it.
This may or may not be true, but when I was a little kid, I wrote a letter to Bob Hawke, and I said, "You're the best Prime Minister. I really like the cut of your jib." And Hazel Hawke actually wrote back, and I have a signed picture of Bob and Hazel Hawke. That's actually a true story, believe it or not. So not many letters.
That's weird. I don't think I've written a letter since I was in primary school. Like to a pen pal in Yolla, which is like farming, middle of nowhere. That's it. Such an outdated sort of form of media now, hey?
A handwritten letter.
I think I said this is not working out on a piece of paper, and then I gave it to her and walked out of the room. It was a bad time.
I haven't written a letter in a long, long time. The Godfather, at Christmas.
Oof. That would be to like a girl in high school, I reckon. It would have been like a love letter, and it would have been professing my undying, unwavering love for her, I imagine. God, it was probably super awkward.
I've written a couple to family.
You know, I used to have a pen pal when I was a teenager in America. Her name was Danielle. We used to even talk on the phone sometimes.
No, my aunt, Tessa. Still haven't had a reply. Probably my nana, 20 years ago.
I don't write letters very often.
Oh, Santa. For my children. Not for me. I don't. I send Santa emails. But my children want to do so I hand wrote a letter for my 2-year-old because he can't really write yet. My 7-year-old's got all over it.
My mother.
Oh, to my niece and my nephew, I sent them a postcard from Strawn.
I think I'd have to have been about 7 years old. It was to my nan, I believe.
9, 10 years ago. People don't write letters anymore on paper. It was my best friend who lived in my street. She moved to Glen Innes, and you don't realise how little you have to say when you're that young. It's like, hey, I ate this for breakfast and I hope you're well.
Peter Dutton, the politician in Canberra, my favourite thing is to send a letter very concerned and then quote them exactly what they said. And so I'll say, do you know that the Sydney Morning Herald misquoted you as saying, and then I directly quote them and say, see, you just can't trust the media.
Myself, which may sound weird, but I was on a boat trip and they wanted us to write a letter to ourselves for the future. Write this letter and then in 12 months' time we'll mail it to you and we'll see how much you've changed as a person.
No one does it anymore.
Isn't that terrible?
Bring pen pals back.
We have a postal service for a reason, people. Bring the world close together.
Nice and personal. It'd be nice to go back to a bit of that.